Good morning. We are now going to show you how to create an advert for your page. There are two different ways of doing advertising on a business Facebook page. This also includes Instagram. So the first way is through boosting, and the second way is through campaigns. Boosting is basically when you take a current post that you've done on the page or that you've scheduled and you want to promote it further. So if we go down to the page, this one just listed, we can basically boost this post. So you click here at the bottom, boost, and this little box will come up. I need to change my account to the Social Lamb. This will probably not happen on your side. And Facebook Pixel is for my own business, so I would unclick that. And going back up to the top, it says here Remax Dolphin. This is too specific. So that is not the one we usually use. This is the one we use. It's at 2% of the current people on the page of Remax Dolphin. And once you've got your audience saved, so you only have to do it once when you have to go create new audience. And that basically tells you to go through all the steps of who your audience is. So let's create a Remax Joburg audience. Okay, men and women, it does not matter who we're targeting. I'd probably say, so if we're looking for somebody that is able to buy a holiday home, I'd probably say 28 is probably a good age and upwards. The reason being 28, even if they themselves aren't able to afford it, perhaps they might see something for their parents that are retiring. Locations, you then just pop in and you go Sandton, you can go Pretoria, you can go into small areas if you would like to, or you can be quite broad and specific. So for this time, I'm going to be quite broad. The more time you put into creating the right audience, the better your targeting will be and the people that you want to talk to. So now if we just choose those two options, we're then going to say people that love going to the beach. So traveling to the beach, or they go on holiday. You can also, if you don't want to type in suggestions, you can browse different suggestions. So you just click browse and you can go through all the demographics, for example, education, financial, what generation are they, home, are they currently living, for example, with family, or are they living in a housemate type of situation? Are they parents? So if you have a specific home, for example, that you would like to boost, I didn't have a look at what this one was, but that is maybe very much aimed towards kids that are between 3 and 5, then you would only want to target parents with toddlers or with preschoolers. So you can be quite specific with that in that regards. Politics, relationships, work, what type of work they're in. Interests can be a whole lot of industry ideas. This is really for you to go through quite slowly and have a look at yourself and decide who are you trying to talk to when you're targeting these campaigns. That's really the main point of these. I would suggest about 5 interests. Don't do more than that, because then it's just too many things that Facebook's trying to sort out. So in this regard, your audience selection is great. If you went and put a whole lot of really specific things in here, it would probably say your audience is too specific, so it goes into the red area. Or if it's too broad, meaning you don't have enough, Facebook's just going to put it out to anybody, because there aren't enough specifics for them to choose from. But let's say this is exactly who we were looking for. We're going to save. It already comes up there, Remax Joburg audience. And then you're going to put in your total budget. In this term, we're going to do, because it's a boost, it's usually slightly lower amounts, whereas a campaign, you need at least 300 Rand for a campaign. A boost you can do 300 Rand if you wanted to, absolutely, or more. But if you were boosting every single post that you put up, I would probably recommend about 30 Rand budget-wise. You can boost it for 1 day or for 2 days. Let's put this on for 2 days. And then you just go down, mine selected on the Social Lamb. You check your post and you go boost. And that is then promoted. Just to show you an example of one of our other clients, also Remax agent at Panache. just because we've recently done a campaign for her. So we do a boost of 500 Rand every time we put a property up for her, and she really feels like that makes a massive difference. So this property, for example, it was only put up yesterday, but you can already see we've spent just under 100 Rand and it's already reached 10,000 people. It is a beautiful property, but you can see the reactions, you can see all of the engagement that's coming out from that already, and that's only one day of doing it. If I just go down a little bit further, I just want to show you one of her campaigns that is complete and finished. So this here is the campaign we did in August for her, and we spent the 500 Rand and it reached 27,000 people. So you can see a lovely amount of engagement and lots happening there. So if you wanted to really sell a property or push it out there in the market for people to see, this is a really good option to boost your actual property that you put up. You can also go in here a bit further and find out a bit more details, the breakdown, how many post clicks, how many link clicks. So this is 395 link clicks, so people actually clicking on the property to go and find out more on the website. And then other clicks would obviously be the photos, so people clicking through the photos. So that's just to show you an option in that regard. Back to Remax Dolphin Realtors. The second option, if you weren't going to boost, is to promote your page, and that's to create a campaign. So campaign, you need a lot more of a bigger budget, minimum of 300 Rand I recommend. The more you spend in advertising, the better your results are. So if you've got 1,000 Rand to spend, the better your results are going to be if you're able to spend that. You have a couple of different options. This is the simple view that I'm showing you now. There is a little bit more of a more complicated option. And if you want us to go into that, we can do that in questions and answers, just let us know. So you have 4 options here. Promote your business locally. So if you have a more of a home, a homely home, not a holiday home type of feel that you're trying to sell, you would probably want to promote your business locally. If you wanted to promote your page in order to get more likes, depending on what area, whether it is Ballita or the North Coast, or whether you'd want to choose Sandton, Joburg or Cape Town, people more wanting to get to know you better, so that if they ever wanted to buy a holiday home, they've liked your page and now they can start engaging and start getting that circle of trust that we spoke about earlier. You can also get more users to like your app or to click on your app, which won't really apply for you. And lastly, get more website visitors. So again, if you want to rather promote people to go straight to your website, that is a really good option and it works really well for a lot of our clients. Or if you want them to like your page and stay on your page so that you can continually talk to them, start getting that engagement and start that circle of trust. So today we're going to do promoting your page. So we're going to click on there. A similar thing page comes up to what we just did with boosting. So at the top there's text that you can put. Note you only have 90 characters when you do a campaign. Whereas when you do a boost, you can have as much letters as you want to. Not that it's recommended you have a very long caption. This is what a caption is here. You don't want a long one, but you can have more than 90 if you're boosting, whereas a campaign you are limited to 90 only. So this here we would delete. I've actually written a little one up already that I'm just going to copy and pop in there to save us some time. So you can see if I were to go over the amount, it goes in orange and it doesn't show up on the advert here. You just get a dot, dot, dot. So it doesn't look very nice. So rather just stick to the 90 characters and stay at that. You can upload and change your image if you want to, or you can add a video as well. So those are just the options that you then click on and you would just be prompted to upload the file. Again, your audience comes in. This time I'm going to choose our lookalike audience that we usually use for Remax Realtors. And that we've ticked it. Once you've got your saved audiences, they're there to then use as and when you please. As you go down a little bit more, it then says what is your daily budget now, because this is a campaign, not a boost. So you're going to have to choose your daily budget. So for Remax Realtors this month, we have 300 Rand, which means it would be 50 Rand a day, and we're going to do it for 6 days. for 6 days. So in total, it says here you will spend 300 Rand and it will end on the 20th of September. You just double check your payments details. If you haven't set up your payment details, this little option here will just say set up your card for payments. It's quite easy. You just click it, you fill out the details as per any online website, and you click save and you'll be redirected back to this page. But maybe just for keepings, just do that first and make sure that your card details are in fact there and ready to go. Then you would just review what it all looks like, make sure that you're happy, there's no spelling errors. Again, I would recommend you get Grammarly. It's that little green button there that just checks your spelling. Once you're happy, you then go promote. And it submits your promotion. And then you can actually track that promotion and see how it goes, compare it for the next time you do a campaign, and move things around from there. I'm just going to clear out of here. I'm then going to show you a video in a bit about how you then manage your campaigns afterwards. Thanks.